Alright, welcome back to DL Kramer's Custom Cars and Anything. Well, today I'm making coil over shock mounts. I'm putting them in a little car, as you can see over there. So what we're doing now is I'm making the lower brackets. So I think tonight that's what we'll do. I got one ready for welding. So I took. Does this fold down more? Okay, what I did is on that on the little car, there's the triangulated 4-link that's under there. It's got brackets under there. We can mount these shocks too. But I don't like how they work. Okay, so I'll show you that maybe later or something. So what I did is I made these that mount to those brackets. Okay, so you can see here I kind of got this kind of set up. It's ready for welding. So what I'm doing is what we'll do is we'll get this made, and then I'll take one under there and I'll show you what right now you might not understand it. You might. It's hard to explain. So let's do this. What I like to do here is I like to take a bolt that I'm going to be using. Now this is way overkill, but that's, they're 5/8 bolts. So I stick a bolt through there, and then I take the sockets that I'll be using to tighten it. And then what I do is I trace around it. Okay. And then I do this one. Okay. So now what this tells me is that I can't weld nothing past this. Okay, because I need the room for the bolt head, and I need the room for the why is that one so funky looking? That don't even look right. Wow. Strange. I'll let the marker fade out on it. That's what I did. But somewhat gooder. So now when I weld this on here, I know that I can't exceed that line because I gotta, well, you can't see it. Well, yeah, you can see it kind of. If I turn it a little bit. That way I know I can't exceed this, because I gotta have room for the wrench to bolt it on, So now, so the next thing we gotta do, what is this thing falling on? Okay. So next thing I want to do is I want to mirror the other one here. So I need to pull this back apart because I took measurements of it and everything underneath the car, but I'm going to mirror this one because this one fits pretty dang good. And the other side is the same way. So let's take this apart if we can. Well, why? Let's see what I go. So it's going to be like that. And that goes like that and that. I'm trying to keep everything as organized as I possibly can here. So let's put the brackets back to back. I gotta zoom out here. There's something here. So we got more camera room here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these back to back like this. Set down because I can take the cap off the thing. And I'm gonna mirror these. Okay, so okay, perfect. And that one will be like that. Now let's go over to the, let's get that hole drilled in this one so we can catch up to that one. That way we're drilling at the same time. Should have put you on pause here instead of jerking you guys around. All right, okay, so let's get this one drilled out. Or should I go this way? Maybe this way. Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Now there's a couple of different ways I could do this. I have the center punch, so I can punch it in the center, but let's just draw a straight line this way. Oh, there we go. I got that all crooked already. Yeah, I'm crooked. Okay, never mind that. I screwed that up already. Close are we there? Oh, well, too high. Let's drive the drill. This is called driving the drill. Yeah. Boy, that's almost perfect now. Okay, good. The only problem is I'm running out of juice. So let's get her in the wire drill. I got the other battery on the charger. This battery's dead. That battery is over there. That's dead. I'm charging batteries currently. So yeah, I decided to put coilover shocks in it because the other ones I just got coilovers and I got shocks separately. And when I go over a bump, it goes boing, 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 you know, and that's, I've had enough of that. Now, a little tip on when you're drilling a hole. Some people bury the throttle on a drill, and it actually dulls out the bit because it heats up the bit so fast. Yes, a lot of guys use lubricant. I just use low speed, or if I'm drilling with a huge drill bit, then I'm using lubricant. So I try to keep my throttle down, and it drills faster. Some people think if you hit the throttle, it'll drill faster. Well, in some cases it will, but the drill bit will fail you a lot faster. I see how easy that went. Plus, I sharpened my own drill bits. One day I should show you guys how to do that with a bench grinder. I've gotten pretty good at it through the years. Had an old guy one time show me how that was done. I asked him if I could tell his name on YouTube someday, and he said, no, just, you know, whatever. And I said, okay. The third one. I gotta look at the step bit here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 5/8. Okay. So we got 1, 2. We gotta go one more. Okay, now I gotta flip the piece upside down because the metal's so thick that I'll be drilling a hole bigger, and I don't want to do that. So we'll flip her upside down here and finish the job. Okay. We'll check it with our 5/8 bolt. Yeah, she can be cleaned out a little bit. Might have to flip it over and do it again. No, that'll work. It's nice and tight. Okay. We got that drilled out. Now we'll bring you guys back over to the welding table here. Now, this one goes the reverse way. Won't fit. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to mark the center of this piece. This piece is exactly 2 inches, so it'll be 1 inch from the center. You're going to find my black magic marker here. I set it down. Must be in front of my face somewhere here. Oh wow. It's gone. Wow. No way. Just on the floor. Okay, so I'll grab another one. That's good. Wow. Huh. Where'd it go? That is strange. You set something down and it's gone. Well, I got this one now. Okay, so let's measure an inch. Okay, go like that. Where's the waypoint here? Okay, 1 inch here. Okay. And do the same thing with this one. Should just get my square out. It's a lot easier with the square. Okay. Double check it. Yep. Then, in order. Let's measure. This is 1, 2, 2.5. Got the 1 1/4. There. This one is already marked right there. So now what we'll do is set this on here and line up that mark, and then put it right between the 2 black circle marks. Actually, it looks like I can line up the top with this one anyway. What about the other one? Can I do that too? You think I could? Can't see nothing. Yep, I can. Okay, so then I know that's in the middle. Then I know I just got to run this even. Tip it a little bit like that. Now I can go. So why don't we? My black circles are out of range, so that's good. I can throw my socket on there. I know later. The only problem is when I weld it on. Okay. Well, I'll take our chances, I guess. We'll weld what we can. So let's tack this together now. Now, I will set up the welder. I will keep my camera here. Don't get wrecked. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, that's the way it works, though. Okay. Set this up in order. Okay, like that. And this one over here. Like that. It's raining again outside. I've got over 4.5 inches of rain so far. I guess that ain't enough yet, but I'm probably going to a drought yet, who knows. There you go. Get out of my way. Yeah. Keep running into them. Take it in. So how am I going to ground this? And up here. Yeah, you do what you want, Cable. You're the boss. Line up my marks. Make sure it's parallel. Hopefully, it works. Oh shit, I looked at the wrong mark here. Do that on that side. Yeah. Here, I'll get it. Do that in a minute. Here, let's get this. I thought something was wrong there. Oh, well, now I can do it again. Wherever the clamp wants to go, I gotta follow. Okay. I believe I gotta turn that heat up on that welder, but it's good enough for the tacks that we're doing. And that's one on. Now let's do the other one. I'm gonna take this to the grinder quick and knock that little nub off of there. Alrighty. Meanwhile, I knew I wanted to check out my line, my center line on this side, so I wanted to redo this. I marked it on the wrong side. Still annoying me. My God. Okay. Do this now. Goes up. Drivers. Goes up one. And so this goes that. Yep. Just like that. Look it up to the ground. The ground will tell me where I can put it. Okay, one blade right there. Okay, we'll put you there then. And that would be center. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I want to take that liner, so I gotta set it like that. Well, driver's side, passenger side. Right there. Okay. So they're just tacked together. We'll shut this off. Turn the gas off. All right. There's one bolt. Two. Washer. Yeah. No, that one's longer. I think I got the other one. Oh, I got the other one by the car. That's right. I just need this stuff. Oh, this one's even shorter. That one works better. What if I got the shorter one? Oh, I gotta be 33 inch. Oh yeah, that's like the ones I bought. Okay, let's pull this one off. Set that over there. Put this here. Put that there. Put that there. And then we got The other one. Okay. Bring this to the car. I'll be right back. We got the boat. Now, what we got here? Passenger. Do this side first when we get that far. So, the other flashlight's there. Okay. Here's what I did. You can see on the bottom, it's got the 3 adjustment holes here. Okay. Well, I'm using the upper one and the lower one. I probably don't have to use more than one, but I'm using 2 because I don't want this to... It's hard on a metal when it's like this. So for integrity, now we tack together our bracket here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bolt through it, put the other bolt through it, and we're going to push this on here. Now you can see how I made these mounts. Okay, there. You know, I won't put no nuts on them right now, but I may have to yet, I don't know. And then, there's the hardware for that one. And we'll throw the shock up there somehow. Okay, what we need is let's do some assembly here. Need one washer in there. And then let's see, do we want the nut facing out or do we want it facing the other way? Maybe out, huh? Yeah, we'll do that way. And then we'll put the washer on because this is to sandwich the rubber bushing here. That's why I use a bigger washer. Okay, what's going on here now? I hate it when I try to assemble stuff and it was caught behind the gas tank bracket. Okay, and then we'll put this washer on there. We'll put this nut on there just for now. I got lock nuts, nylocks. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because you'll get a better ride out of it, because when this rear end goes up and down, it'll pivot a little bit. If I have these going that way, then the bushing has to take it. And then it gives you a rougher, like, drag car ride. You know, I want it, you know, best I can, you know. So that's the way it looks. See? And obviously, tighten these up. And then this will be leaned out a little bit. Okay? And I might round these corners off to make them look kind of nice. And I'll paint them. But now, the next step will be is the underneath here. Okay. So now on tomorrow's video, we'll be taking out the shock here, you know, and then that coil spring, that's going to stay in there until I get this all put together. And then I'll loosen this coilover and I'll take that one out. That way I can save my ride height. And I got measurements. You take measurements from the fenders to the floor, you know, and then you'll know your ride height, because right now the car's set at ride height. So tomorrow I'll take out that other coil spring. It's so noisy. It is unreal here. It goes boing, boing. And I'm sick of that crap. That's why I'm putting coilovers. And this car should have coilovers in it anyway in the first place, guys, because it just deserves it. So anyway, try to show you what we did here, if I can. But now you see the mount that we tacked together, you know. And the bolts, you can't see them, but they're... Oh, I'm trying to point and I'm bumping the camera. Put like the bolt under here, and there's a bolt in here. So this bracket will have to be bolted up first to the bracket on the rear end, and then you can bolt the shock to it. Okay? So it's not impossible or anything to, you know. So we're going to leave it as that for tonight. This is step 1 out of 24,000 to put these in. Then we have to get the spanner wrench out, and we'll have to tighten up our ride height. But I like this idea better, because then that way everything pivots. You know, the shock can pivot. Otherwise, it works against the shock bushing that's in here, you know. I like it when things pivot. And it will give it a nice ride too, you know. Otherwise, it'll be a hard ride. It'll be like driving a drag car down the highway. And I don't want that either. But yeah, I think this will work out just fine, I think, you know. So the bottom's figured out, but it's the top. I got to engineer tomorrow. And then after we get this all in, and we got to take all this other shit out of here, stuff out of here. God darn it, now I got to put $5 in this wire jar. That shock here can come out. That's a Corvette shock. If you're wondering what street rod shocks are, they're Corvette rear shocks, 74, 75 Corvettes. They're shorties. If you ever want to buy some. But then, so I'll be taking them out. And I'll be taking this coil spring out. I'll be cutting the mounts out. I'll cut the rear shock mount out. So we got a nice clean coilover. It'll be nice. I can adjust the ride height of the car in the back. But I got to engineer a mount up on top now. God, it was so close to that shock mount, but no, not going to happen. The coilover, your adjustable should be straight up and down, unless you angle them this towards the end, you know, so, but obviously I'm running mine straight up and down, so, yeah, so please like and subscribe. I appreciate it when you guys do, and I'll set the other one up tomorrow. I got it laying over on the other side, the driver's side. Although it's a one-seater car, I still call it the driver's side, left side. And tomorrow I got to come up on. I'm going to mount that to the frame rail above it. So, and that's a tight spot. Wheels are probably going to have to come off. Oh gosh, I tell you. All kinds of stuff. Now, if I have to weld it up there, then the gas tank will have to come out, and the gas tank's right here. There's 12 gallons of gasoline in there waiting to be ignited, so that'll have to come out. Wish I could bolt it in like I did with the bottom one. I'm going to take a look at that idea. Don't know if that'll happen, but we'll take a look at it. You know, if I can put a couple bolts to the frame, maybe. I got the tools to do it, and then I can just bolt that upper one in, you know. That'd be nice. Then no welding would be nothing. Just take the sawzall and start cutting all the old brackets off. When I put the rear end in here, I was so tight for cash I couldn't put coilovers in. And I found these for a couple $100 on eBay, so hopefully they last a while. So I hope they work. They're 180-pound rate. And those other springs that you see here, those silver ones, those are 150-pound rate. I was looking for 150-pound adjustable coilovers, but the problem is they want like $700 for them. So I spent $200 about the 180-pound one, so it'll probably still ride like crap. But I can adjust the spring rate here, you know, with the spanner wrench, so we'll see. We'll work with it. We always hope for the best here on this channel for everybody and everything. And when we got projects going and we got troubles, we work through them. I'll give out advice and I'll take other people's advice. So, because I want this to kind of pivot, you know. It won't pivot much. You know, I could have probably went the other direction with it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. But yeah, I like how the bottom turned out so far. That's going to be neat. And the corners, I'll probably round them off so they don't look so industrial. You know. And then we'll fully weld them up and bolt them back in when we get her done. We'll paint them up nice. And time we're done, this should look okay. So please like and subscribe, guys. And this is the first part about putting coilovers in the littow car. The littow car! Ah, the littow car! The car that does 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. 5 seconds? I don't know. I gotta get a time slip so I can be honest with everybody. I know it's extremely fast. And the coils, I want the coilovers in it too, because if I take it to Grove Creek, I want to run and get a time slip so I can actually tell you guys. I want to film that. So I can actually tell you guys what this thing is, how fast it actually is. I'd love to get it on a wheel dyno. Does anybody know around Hudson, St. Cloud area in Minnesota, does somebody have a wheel dyno I can park this thing on and see what it makes at the rear wheels? I sure would love to do that. I'll film that too. That'd be neat to know what it actually makes at the rear wheels. I know at the motor, I think it's 530 horsepower. So, I mean, it's, what would it be at the rear wheels? 400 or 500? I don't know. 10,000? No, I don't know. So anyway, guys, please like and subscribe, and thank you when you do. I sure appreciate it. And tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to come back out here and sit here for a while and try to engineer the upper mount. I want to try to make a bolt in. I want to try. Because if I got to weld it in, then I'm going to have to take this tank out, take this out, take that out, unhook this, do that. If I could bolt it in, that'd be just sweet. The bottom, well, the mount, I can weld that on the table and then just bolt it in for the bottom. And get rid of all this monkey shit here. Oh, God, no, I did it again. Now I gotta swear. Oh. I wonder if I can zoom in on that top mount. Hey, maybe. Oh, too much or not enough. So now I got to somehow. Oh, I got to make that top mount go to that frame rail there. See that little opening there I got? So how do you do that? So I could make an H bracket, huh? Bracket across the bottom of the frame rail. And then have it go up on this side, up on the other side, and then run a bolt through it, and then the H would keep it from pivoting, you know? God, maybe I figured it out. Huh. But how close is that eyelet? It's off. It's not exactly parallel with that frame rail, though, isn't it? No. No, it isn't. Well, remove that shock. But then I'm pushing it at an angle, and I want it parallel. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like half on the frame rail, half off. You know, I can make it off kilter too. Huh. I think an H bracket might be up, and I can run one bolt to the chassis. We can bolt her up. Yeah. I'm liking that. And there's no welding involved. And that'll hold the car. That's 5/8 shank bolts for a car that probably weighs 1,500 pounds. That bolt itself could probably hold the whole car off the ground. And it's all down pressure anyway. So, anyway, guys, I'm talking out of my buttocks here. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow and make another video. I think we probably just possibly engineered it already. And please like and subscribe. And thank you when you do. Throw me a like on this video. Okay? I'd like to have more likes. You look at my videos, but I get a few likes here and there. Well, thank you. And have a great day, guys, gals, wherever you are. And take care. Bye-bye.